This is a self-built lithium-ion battery, and I made a video about when I built it. It's not a tutorial, but I mean, I guess it's kind of put like one because I show the steps, but it's not a tutorial. Anyways, as you can see, it looks slightly different because the heat shrink is done much, well, mostly better, than in the last video, and that's because I fixed the battery somewhat. I upgraded it. I improved it. How, you might wonder? Well, I'm going to show you that now, and this is the future because lots of things happened. My hard drive's broke. I've lost quite a bit of footage. A substantial amount of video media is gone. Kind of forever because it's too expensive to fix the hard drives. It's like several thousand rand, which is not, I guess it's not worth it. Maybe it is in the future. I'll keep them. Maybe one day when I'm rich and famous, then I'll fix them. But yeah, so this battery was getting hot. Thankfully, I do have some of the footage, but I don't have all of it, so I have to record some of it. Anyways, this battery was getting hotter than I liked. And everyone told me it's normal, and I refused to believe them, even though it looked like the same as the charts. I still didn't like it, because I built this with, I don't actually think I mentioned the specs of the nickel I used, but it is 0.15 millimeter pure nickel stacked. So there's two of them, which leaves you with 0.3, and it's supposed to be a few amps of ampacity that it has, which I have forgotten, and it's supposed to be enough. I think it was like 12 to 15 is the range in which it works, which is fine. Much lower than what the cells are rated for, but whatever. That was too little, so I did a flight. I measured the temperature. It was kind of hot. It was like 48 or something. I don't think I have that footage. I have the footage of after, the temps after modifying it somehow. I don't know why, but yeah. Cut to where I have opened the battery and started modifying. You can see what I did. Next. Okay, so here's the plan. This is the battery. As you can see, none of the nickel has actually gone hot or anything. But I haven't pulled more than 15 amps, which is the maximum of what these can handle, but I have pulled 15 amps very easily. So, to help with the current carrying capabilities, I'm going to take these wires, and I'm going to put two of them just over the top like that. And I'm going to solder them to the nickel. It might be difficult. It might not be difficult. As you can see, they're more or less the same length. And I'm going to do that for all of these series connections. So one here, and there's the three at the bottom. I'm still undecided what I'm going to do over here at the main connection, because these will require a fair amount of heat to actually get it to stick. So I might put a wire or two here. I might not. I don't really know yet. But it is also fairly shorter, so I don't know. I don't think I will, though. I don't think I will add over here. These will just have to deal with it. The first side is done. Batteries didn't really get that warm, but yeah, it's very tricky. You need to be quick, but you also need to make sure that the joints actually flow properly and get hot enough, else they will just snap off. So you need to really give them a good test to make sure that they aren't going to come loose. I'm going to tape these up and then do the other side. Is completed. I have two wires everywhere. I did end up doing it on here. I couldn't put heat shrink over those ends again. That's whatever. Now, time for heat shrink, charge and test. I might not be able to fly today. I'm going to charge it and see, but yeah. Alright, waiting for satellites. I did a much better job at the heat shrink this time. Not perfect, but looks considerably better than the first time. So I'm going to discharge it to 3.15, which is the same as the last flight I did before I added the wires. And then I'm going to measure the temperature. I mean, it's quite, like, physically outside, it's quite warm, but I think I'll still be able to get a good idea. Oh, got satellite. Gonna test GPS rescue first, of course, and then we'll find a big square. I did land at a lower voltage, but overall we are 5 to 10 degrees colder overall, so I think it was worth the effort. Still warm, but it's quite a bit cooler. So that brings us to... Oh, that's going to get me... It's going to get me in trouble. A blade. How dare you? On YouTube? Can't have such... Anyways, so that brings us to the conclusion. Worth the effort. Of course it was, because the battery's colder, which is better. It means it's going to last longer. So, what do we do? Oops. When this isn't enough, we use this instead. Copper. Yay. Nice copper. Pure copper. Shiny stuff. There's an obvious problem with the copper. Very obvious problem. This is my spot welding thing. Yes. So you can upgrade it. You can put another set of FETs on it and like change the wires a little bit, and then it can handle much more current, and it'll be able to spot weld. This is 0.15 by 8. I should have gotten thicker and wider. I don't care. Whatever. But yeah. So this can be modified to do it, and then you need a different power source. The batteries I'm using are not adequate for copper. I would need like either 2 bigger batteries, which I wouldn't really use for anything aside from this guy, so that's kind of a waste of money, or super caps, which are really expensive. So all in all, to upgrade this thing, it costs as much as buying a better spot welder, which can do the copper, you know, and I'd also need thicker leads. These are fine for this. They only get hot after a little while. But they're not going to be for that, because that needs a lot more to power, yeah? Now, that was all fine and dandy. I was saving for one. Or Goose Guy has one, sponsor me. Anyways, I was saving for one. And here's the problem. Banggood shipping became unbelievably expensive overnight, so I can't get it anymore because the shipping costs as much as the unit itself. You know, just buy locally. Yes, I would like to, you American people, but I can't because the locals are even more expensive. So yeah, just not happening. Unfortunately, I don't know what I'm going to do. Solder the next one, I guess. I'll just take these, I'll stack them, and I'll just solder them. Yeah, great stuff. That's what I'll do. No, I don't want to, but they're giving me no options.